महाकुंभ है, कुंभ कुंभ ये 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 महाकुंभ है, कुंभ 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 ये महाकुंभ है, कुंभ कुंभ ये महाकुंभ है, कुंभ कुंभ ये महाकुंभ है, कुंभ 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 ये महाकुंभ है, कुंभ कुंभ ये महाकुंभ है, कुंभ कुंभ ये महाकुंभ है, कुंभ 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 ये महाकुंभ है. कुंभ कुंभ ये महाकुंभ है, कुंभ 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 कुंभ.
Hi there, it's 8 a.m. by the clock. That means you've tuned into the Breakfast Club right here on CNN News 18. I'm Sonal Mehrotra Kapoor. And every Friday, our endeavor has been to bring you something hatke, right? We bring you music, we bring you dance. And the flavor of the season, of course, is Kumbh. So why not bring you the sounds of Kumbh?
So what exactly is the Sounds of Kumbh? It's 14 different tracks, but these tracks actually are a confluence, I think that's the best place to use this word, of instrumentalists, musicians, singers who've come together from across the world. They've made a very, very unique sound. There are some unlikely, surprising combinations, and today we're going to give you a sampling of the sound, but we're also going to make you speak in just a few seconds with some of the creative forces that visualized and came up with this entire story.
Alright, so that is enough of a teaser into what this show today is going to be all about. Let's just introduce our panel. Hello! Gentlemen, how are you doing this morning?
Good morning. Good morning.
Very, very nice. So let me start with Siddhant Bhatia. He's a singer, producer, also the brain, the mind behind, this entire project, if one can call it that. Suman Adhikari is with us. He is the director. He's the one who's put visuals, if I can say a vision, to this entire composition. Raghav is with us. Raghav is the producer, and also Premal Raval. He's a cinematographer of the entire thing. Thank you all very, very much for joining us. I have to start with the man whose heart, mind, soul has gone into all of this. So Siddhant, first tell us, कहाँ से ये idea आया, कैसे आपने सोचा कि पूरी दुनिया जा रही है कुंभ, but हमें जो नहीं जा पाए हैं या जो होकर आ गए हैं उनको कैसे एक रिमाइंडर देना है? How do we put them back into Sangam?
I think you just answered the question. This is exactly what happened. And being a sound person, being a recording and a musician person all this time, idea यही था कि हम लोग अपने devices से हमेशा visually capture कर रहे हैं सब कुछ. We are not having an immersive experience. We are always taking pictures and lots of videos. But what if we put something that is a souvenir back into your mind? What if we actually collect the sounds that are charged in the Kumbh? I have my Gurudev Shri Ravi Shankar is always guided with this philosophy that the goal of all music is silence. And that is exactly what happened. The idea was that we go down there in that planetary alignment, in that celestial, congregation, confluence, and we record the sounds that are there. In our Indian streets, in our lifestyle, in our everyday lives, we are already listening to a lot of beautiful sounds, noises, nature sounds, everything. But in that environment, there is going to be something special, and there was. So we were aware, we were coming together with everything. So why don't we bring those sounds back to the listeners? We actually went there, we chose a lot of sound effects, and we incorporated that in the music. So it's not like we're making beats out of the sound effects. It's not like we are doing something funny with sound design. No, we are not doing that. We're not experimenting. We are making beautiful music that touches your soul and that has sounds of Kumbh incorporated in it.
Beautiful.
So that was the idea.
But as an ordinary listener, which is what we are, it was experimental to some degree. So what I mean when I say that is this was the first time, we've thought of, for example, having classical flute combining and working with Indian instruments. I've seen before, but not in this manner. Saxophone in this manner. These are not instruments we associate with each other. So let me take the next question to both of you, because you were both the producers on this entire piece. how did you come up with these pairings? Did you put one name down and go, okay, what would work with that? I know this was a spiritual process also for both of you.
Yeah.
So what role was spirituality playing in all of this? How were you allowing the voice inside to guide you as you made these choices?
I mean, sometimes you just have to let the instrument take the lead. Everyone comes with a preconceived notion that a saxophone needs to be in a Western song, a classical flute needs to be in a concerto, or so on and so forth. But we just wanted to share all that. Let just that be purely sound, what the feeling it gives us. And then when a saxophone plays without context where it comes from, it just gave us that feeling, it gave us that tranquility, which is synonymous with the meditative part of Kumbh. So just shedding all that it's a Western instrument or it's an Indian instrument, we just totally forgo of that.
And as part of the global community of musicians, I am a part of the Recording Academy, the Grammys as we call it. We are networked and very well connected to a very huge network of musicians outside. So there are friends, there are brothers, everybody is mysteriously looking at what is Kumbh. So I started talking to a lot of people and they just wanted to join in. Our third co-producer, Jim Chemo West, is one of, he's a Grammy winner. He's one of the best guitarists, meditative guitarists, new age guitarists of our time. So having Kala Ramnath, having some of the top musicians, we don't think as music as instruments. We see them as organisms. We see a logic behind it that we are going global today. India is being considered on a global stage, be it thanks to Ricky Cage, be it so many incredible people, Anushka Shankar. There's so many people that are taking global, like we're talking about Ustad Zakir Hussain today and Shakti. Everybody is looking at India in a different light.
Right.
So Kumbh in itself is probably one of the biggest gatherings in our time, in the history of our existence. Maha Kumbh. We had to do something
and
with
couldn't
it.
have come at a better time
absolutely.
when everybody
It
is
just
collaborating and this was just the perfect opportunity in waiting, right?
Yeah.
I know. So
we're very lucky about it.
Yeah. So when do you want to come in on how does one start with a process like this? You think about Kumbh, you think about acha music ho gaya, this is what we'll do, you get the jam together and then it's your job to give it pictures. I would go there, I would be so lost, I'd be like, kahan se shuru kare? What was...
My question was also that, कि कहाँ से शुरू करें? When I reached there, it was like overwhelming. The intensity, the vastness of humanity in front of you, it was completely overwhelming. So what I thought was like, let's just experience it, like he was saying, it's immersive. So we just went in, we experienced it. And also, personally, I felt very small, in that vastness of, ocean of people. You feel humble, you feel small, you realize that, probably, a bigger word, but mortality of
of life,
of our bodies. So that was a great experience. And then we, Premal and I decided to just be there and experience it and show it visually. That the experience that we are having, it should also come across to the audience.
So fair to say it's an individual's experience that you're taking, or you take the grandeur in your perspective? What were you chasing?
Perspective is individual, and you are experiencing the grandeur of that immense mass, that is in front of you, but the perspective is individual. So the camera becomes your point of view.
A person.